Well, welcome. So today we are going to carve soap. And we have a couple of safety tips that we need to go over. One of the big ones is, this is soap. And do you know what happens if you get soap in your eyes? It stings. So be careful, you're going to have soap on your fingers. Don't put them near your eyes or your nose or your mouth, okay? Because it is not fun when you get soap in your eyes. We will also be using some tools. And for instance, this is a spoon. We don't usually use a spoon for carving, but we are going to today. I have a plastic knife, and you may have a plastic knife. You may have a butter knife from your kitchen. I also have popsicle stick or a craft stick. All of these things won't cut you on purpose, but if you don't use them properly, you may hurt one of your fingers. So we're going to talk about using these objects, which may be a little bit sharp, safely today. I do also have some scissors to cut my pattern. I have toothpicks. And just to be sure that your counter or wherever you're doing your carving is covered, you could use a vinyl tablecloth, paper towels. I'm going to carve into a paper plate just so that we can collect all of our carving pieces off of our soap. Now you may have soap that looks different from mine. Can you show me your soap? How many different kinds of soap do we have? Ooh, we have some big bars of soap. We have green soap. We have white soap and pink. I've got some Irish Spring here. There you go. So the soap comes in many shapes and sizes. And you could have a really smelly soap, or you could have a soap like our basic ivory that just smells clean. So the first thing we need to do, and I'm not sure, I'm going to back up a little bit. Every day I have something that I like to practice, and today is use kind words. So if you have a question or you get frustrated in your project today, because sometimes this can be frustrating, remember, use kind words, okay? So the first thing we want to do is decide what we are going to make today. And I chose a fish because it's really simple to get started. But you may choose a flower, your initial, whatever you would like to choose. That's a great idea with a cookie cutter. Very easy to trace around. So you want to take your pattern, whatever it is. Does everyone have their pattern cut out? Or should we take a couple of seconds to cut out your pattern? If you have a cookie cutter, you should be all set already. 3 inches long, you can't make a 6-inch long dinosaur. Okay? And I'm going to lay mine down on the counter. I hope that you can see. I'm going to take my toothpick and trace around the outside of my pattern so that I have the shape of my fish on my bar of soap. And then when I'm done, can you see my fish shape on my soap? If you have a cookie cutter, you could press your cookie cutter very gently on top and make the shape. You can scoop them up and put them in a baggie after, and you can still use them to wash your hands. Now, if you are ready, we'll get started. If you're not, take your time and catch up when you can. Now, I'm going to start out using my popsicle stick or my craft stick because I'm using ivory soap and it's very, very soft. Knife or a spoon. Taking your first carving cuts. Take your cuts away from your hand, never towards you, always away, and go very slowly because it's easier to continue making the cuts than if you jab your soap like this, it could break in 2 or 10 pieces. And then we're going to have to use our kind words when we get frustrated. So very gently start carving the edge of your soap, getting closer and closer to your tracing lines. Now, if you have Irish Spring, it is a harder soap, so it will take smaller slices than if you have a soap that has lots of cream in it. Like this Dove Beauty Bar has lots of cream, so it's very, very soft. Ivory soap is very soft, so I have to be very careful I don't crush it. Corners are a little tough. Using your popsicle stick, you could use the edge to slowly scrape off and to smooth out. Is it going okay? And if you make a mistake, it's okay. Ooh, my little fish is coming alive. Now I'm going to add, using my toothpick wherever it went to, I'm going to add an eye and a mouth to my fish. And if you have an old toothbrush, not the one you're going to brush your teeth with before bedtime, but an old toothbrush, you could brush off the scrapings of the carving as you're going through it. And I hope that you will continue using your imagination and carving soap when you have time. And don't forget to use the little shavings to keep your hands clean. And I hope if I don't see you again for the summer, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your summer vacation.